Hello and welcome to Easy English again. In this video, we are going to learn about the difference between then with an A and then with an E. As you can see here, we have then versus then. We are going to start with then with an A in the middle. Let's have a look. Let's begin to read. Part number 1 here, used to introduce the second part of a comparison. So when you compare two things, we always need to use then with an A. When we compare two things, for example, you can say, I am older than you. In this case, we use the letter then. And this is very important. Then with an A in the middle. Now, let's have a look at example number 1. I'm older than her. Here, we are comparing I and her. So we are saying that I am older than her. Maybe I am 25 years old and she is 10 years old. We can say I am older than her. And in this case, we are comparing two people and we have to use then with an A. Let's have a look at part number 2. There was more milk in it than coffee. It means that there is more milk than coffee. We are comparing number 1 is the milk and number 2 is the coffee. This is the second part. And as you can see, then here is introducing the second part. So we have the first part, which is milk. And after that, we are comparing milk to coffee. But before we put the word coffee, we are going to use then because we are comparing milk to coffee. And coffee is the second part. Let's have a look at example number 3. He loves me more than you do. In this case as well, we are comparing his love, which is part number 1, his love, than you do, to your love. So we are comparing his love to your love. Your love here is the second part. So then is introducing you do. It means that your love then is introducing the second part. And in this case as well, we have to use THAN with an A in the middle, of course. Let's have a look at the next part. My son is a lot taller than my daughter. In this case, we are comparing two people here as well. And we have my son, which is number 1, and my daughter, number 2. As you can see, then is introducing the second part. As you can see, the second part comes directly after then. And we are saying that my son is taller. His height is more than my daughter. As well, it's a comparison, so we have to use then with an A. Let's have a look at the next part. You always walk faster than I do. In this case, we are comparing the way you walk to the way I walk. So you walk, the way you walk, to the way I walk. To the way I walk, which is I do. So number 1 is the way you walk. This is number 1. You walk, the way you walk, to the way I walk. This is part number 2, which is the second part here. Very good. And as you can see here, then is introducing the second part. So directly after then, we have the second part, the way I walk, I do. And in this part as well, we are making a comparison. So we have to use then with an A. Right. And the last example, let's have a look at the last example. I've always believed that happiness counts more than money. In this case here, we are comparing happiness to money. So we are comparing happiness. And money. And in this case, we used counts more. If it counts more, it means that it's more than. Very good. So you can see here happiness and money. And as you can see, happiness counts more than money. It means that happiness is more important than money. And this is very important. So as you can see here, money is the second part. Money is the second part in this case. And you can see just before money, we have the word then, because we are comparing happiness to money. And this is definitely, in this case, definitely we need to use then with an A because of the comparison between the two. We are going to move to the next part, and in this case now we are going to learn about then with an E. Let's take a look at that. So then, normally it refers to an action that is going to happen next or after that. Next or after that. Let's have a look at example number 1. Let me finish this job, then we'll go. That means that the first action here is to finish the job. You finish, and after you finish, we will go. This is the second action, as you can see here. The second action is we will go after you finish. And in this case, we are going to use then. There is no comparison here. These are two events that happen next to each other. The first one, you finish the job. The second one is we will go. And to connect them, we are going to use then with an E. Let's have a look at the second example here, and let's take a look. Give her the letter to read, then she'll understand. So the first event here is that you are going to give her the letter. You will give her the letter, and after that, she will understand. So this is the first event. You give the letter, and after you give the letter, she will understand. She will understand what you are talking about because she's going to read the letter, of course. Great. Very good. That's very good. So this is the first way how to use then. Can be next. For example, I will have my coffee, then I will go to work. This is the first way. Or the second way, as we saw here, give her the letter to read, then she'll understand. Right, we are going to move to the next part. Then, when it comes to the time, this is very important as well. That means that at that time. Let's have a look. Let's read the explanation quickly. The word then means at that time and is used to talk about when things will happen. Let's have a look, and let's start with part number 1. The party is at 7. I'll see you then. That means that the party is going to start at 7 o'clock. And I will see you at the party when it's going to start. It means that at 7. So here then, so we can say as well, I will see you at that time. And in this case, you are going to use then with an E. Let's have a look at the next example. I'll call you tomorrow. I should have the details by then. And in this case as well, as you can see, by then refer to the time, to tomorrow. And it means that I should have the details by tomorrow. Instead of saying, I should have the details by tomorrow again, I should have the details by then, at that time, tomorrow. Right. I hope that you enjoyed the video today. Please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow and like my video as well. Thank you so much for watching the video today, and I hope that you liked it, and I'm going to see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.